So I don't think I saw Annette Reed, but did get the announcement this week that she had a grandson. I think that was last week. So their second grandson, William Reed. And we have a special long-term guest, long-time member, Dick Morin is here today. And so Dick has asked for a few minutes to talk about Family of Rotary. What you got for us, Dick?
Well, I'm Dick Morin. I was a member in March of 1980.
I haven't been in since 1980.
I is an old timer, and I'm partially blind, and thanks to John, he drove me here today, so I have different people driving me, old Doc, George Roussel drives me usually, and all that. But I had 3 kids, 1 died, and now I have 2. But I have 5 grandchildren. That's the reason why I bring that up. And I happen to have, by the way, 9 great grandkids. 9. So I is old. Anyhow, I want to tell you about one grandchild of mine. That's Lindsay Martinez. And she lives in Brea, California, which is right near Anaheim. And some of you may know that is. It's about 2 towns over from Hollywood. And she is a lawyer, and she's been a lawyer for 11 years. She's 39 years old, okay? Keep this in mind. There's 4 kids under 10, okay? She just 4 months ago was appointed by Governor Newsom of California as a judge in Anaheim, and she's in a trial court. Buttons are popping off my chest, you know, and she is so well adjusted. They like her. And the other footnote I will give you, she is so talented. Listen to this one. Reads and writes, okay, you expect English, huh? Reads and writes Spanish, reads and writes Portuguese, speaks Japanese, and some French. And she can do the Portuguese and Spanish legal work, as well as English. You can do it in all those languages. So I just love that gal, and she calls me regularly, by the way. That's a great grandfather. You know, bragging. Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for sharing that, Dick. So today we have a special guest. Kathy Cantor, our district governor, is here and going to share a few words with us. And so you may come up. When she is done, I'm just going to go ahead and ask Lynn when she's done, if you want to come up. Lynn's just going to share some updates for Well of Hope as well, and then I'll come back up and introduce our speaker for the day.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be with you for a few minutes. And that's the reason this is the best job. When you get to hear those Family of Rotary tales, that just makes all of us smile, and that's really Rotary. So thank you. My job this morning is to tell you it's district conference time. And it's coming up fast. The first weekend in March 3rd through the 5th. We are very different this year, and maybe you'll remember that I told you we were going to be at the Homestead. They canceled our contract, so we are going to be at Salem Civic Center. They're doing a construction project, and they could house us, feed us, but not have us have space to meet. So we're at Salem Civic Center. It will be more like a convention. We have 4 huge service projects that will take place during the whole weekend. We're going to build 100 beds physically on site, partnering with Sleep in Heavenly Peace. We're going to pack 10,000 meals for an international project. We're going to have a sock hop, so your club can sign up and say, we partner with this homeless shelter or that homeless shelter, and we need men's socks, women's socks, whatever. You will come home with those socks if you help us. The fourth project is a walk because you can, and that starts right now. That's a polio walk. I need you to, it's the 4-way test honor system. You do the little form online, pledge either money or miles per money, whatever it works for you. And then on that Saturday, we'll have a culmination of that walk because we can. Again, recognizing polio is our biggest service, international service project. So those 4 projects will take place in addition to many speakers, all the breakout sessions that we're used to having, the bourbon tasting, chocolate tasting, all kinds of fun things as well. So there will be something for everyone. You are an hour and 20 minutes away from the Salem Civic Center. Even if you can't come for the whole weekend, come for a day. There's a daily rate and a multi-day rate. The meals are a la carte with the exception of Saturday. That day includes that, sign up includes your lunch that day and snacks and so on and so forth. So cheapest registration ever, $149. The hotels, we have 8 hotels surrounding the Civic Center, $99 a night. Free parking, both places. Literally, the hotels are 5 minutes away from the Civic Center. So you can park and just run back and forth as you need, depending on what you're doing. The service project for building beds, it is the coolest thing ever. My hope, my goal from this is that we start a chapter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace right here in our area. I'm from Strasburg. We have nothing at this end of our district at all like this, and it works. We have children in our community sleeping on the floor. This will take care of it. We build the beds, they hold them, they work through agencies and deliver the beds to those children. It's an amazing process. This is an opportunity to come and learn more about Rotary and learn how we can be more effective in our communities. This is our time to shine. Please join me and imagine the difference we can make. Again, imagine Rotary. But I also get to tell you the new theme was announced this morning.
Yes.
Hope to change lives is the new theme for next year. So you'll hear more about that when Rodney goes to be trained. He'll hear all about it. But imagine Rotary with me. Please come to Salem. Everything's online. If you can't find it, you know how to find me. Thank you.
So anyone who's been in Rotary over a year has heard Well of Hope and the projects that we work with through them with others around the world. We've got some new members, so I'm going to give you a very brief overview for them and then a quick update. And up here, what you'll see is why we're helping in Well of Hope. That's where the widows are currently living in Kenya that we go to help. There's a row of like apartments, and there may be 1 or 2 pit toilets. The bottom right-hand corner, that's a bedroom where 3 or 4 might sleep. 90% of the widows there will never be remarried because they're deemed to have AIDS, whether or not they really do. And most of the widows that we're dealing with are illiterate, have never been trained, have never had much of an education. There's no social program, so that's as good as it gets. Well of Hope steps in to try to help that. And so in 2009, we started collecting used shoes, and because that's a commodity in Kenya. When we get about 26,000 pairs, we load up a container and it gets shipped there. And our club has helped with that shipping by donating $2,000 towards that. We are now up to 11 containers. The other one should be just about ready to go in another month or 2. Once they're there, the shoes are sold. We buy land, we subdivide it into 14 parcels, and a widow will get 1/14 of that with a life estate for they and their children. And then when we have enough money, we also put up a home for them. To say that they're thankful is an understatement. That's just one of the many that we have helped. There are some of the houses, they're nothing fancy, 2 bedrooms, a living room, there's no lights or electricity, but there's a cement floor and there's a roof over their heads. So it's much more than any of them ever thought that they would ever get. This is the most recent acre that we've developed. We're now up to 14 parcels. We have 6 widows communities with 14 acres on it. I'm wrong on that. See, if I don't keep track of stuff, I lose track of it. We are up to 6 communities, each housing about 14 places each, plots. So 11 acres, we're helping 154 widows and about 450 kids now. And again, Rotary has been so instrumental in getting that done. That's the well that Rotary helped put in. And there's a major drought going on there right now. They always have droughts, but there's a really bad one right now. If not for that well, you can't imagine how many widows and kids would be suffering horribly. These are not only helping the widows in those 6 communities, but also the communities around them. And this one is out of Maasai land, so there are cattle. So they're keeping cattle alive too, which is their lifeblood. So it has been so instrumental, and they're so appreciative of that. Here's what the ladies have done with their little plot. They're expected to plant stuff. They have crops. They have all kinds of things that they take care of on that little plot, chickens and goats and whatever. They're expected to work that plot and make something of it. They just needed a little bit of help to get it done. I love this gate. I mean, they went from that little house with nothing in that strip thing with all the dirt. They're beginning to show pride in what they have. You know, they're working hard, and they even have a little extra money now to put in a gate, not only eat. So I'm saying all that to let you know we're going again in August of this year. I have 2 spots left of the 10. Val is going again, Weaver. Dale has gone before. Doug Driver, those who rumor Doug, he's not in the club anymore. Doug's going. The horses are going, Ken and Sue. Anyway, if you would like to come, we would love to have you. And let's see, is Paul Klein here? Paul's gone before. If you have any questions about what it's like to go through this, please come talk to any of them who's gone before, or come see me. We'd love to have you come. It's going to be the end of August, 1st of September. Bags like this, if you have any, bring them. We're going to take those. That way it gives the ladies something to carry food and things in. Take those this year. They're lightweight. So if you have any of those, let me know. Interested, please come see me.
Well, thank you to both of you. I am always amazed at the stories that come back from Mellow Hope, and very appreciative of the leadership for our district. And I hope to be there in Salem. So also very glad today to have Heather Denman with us. Heather was with us last year, I believe, and is going to talk about our service project next week, which is our Martin Luther King service project. So today we're going to hear about it. Next week we're going to do it. So the plan is to still gather here for lunch, and then we're going to, whoever wants to participate, whether you paying for the meal either way. So if you want to come and have lunch and then go back to work, or you can come work with us for the service project as well. So Heather is with us today. Heather was a native of Canada. She moved from Calgary to Harrisonburg in 1983 with her husband, David, who was transferred here with Collier. Inspired by a patriotic melody of the JMU Marching Band, they became U.S. citizens in 1999. Heather is the founding executive director for the Boys and Girls Club of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County. She established Your Place After School in 1991, which became a charter Boys and Girls Club in 1996. She grew the organization from 1 to 9 clubs during her tenure. She retired in 2009, but never quite stay retired. In 2015, a former Boys and Girls Club board member serving on the board of the ARC of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County asked her to step in as the executive director for 3 to 6 months back in 2015, and the rest is still history. And so we're glad to have you with us today. Heather, come share with us about the project.
Well, it's good to be here again. Thank you so much for having me today. And it is that time of year again for us to do our MLK free food distribution. And this is a no barriers food drive, so anybody who is in need, and we all know the cost of groceries. If you've been to the grocery store lately and tried to buy a dozen eggs, it's ridiculous. They're around $7 or $8 a dozen. And so people who were food insecure in previous years, it just keeps growing and growing. So we want to address that situation, and I, really think this Kenya project is awesome. I have been there and I've seen the slums, and it's really important to do, but we can't forget that there are people locally who are in trouble financially. We had a lot of calls in the last couple of years about people who weren't able to pick up food on the day, MLK Day, because they were living in their van or they just couldn't pay for gas, and we all know the fuel prices too. So I think we're in dire straits these days. I have a very old picture from our first MLK Day of Service, and you may recognize some Rotarians there on the left. This year we are going to be doing our program on MLK Day. We have a noon ceremony, and I just heard that you're going to be having lunch here, but we would love for Rotarians to be able to come and watch that and be part of that event. We're going to be honoring the Bucky Berry, Brent Berry family, because they have done a phenomenal job of raising food, not just for MLK Day of Service, but for the Salvation Army. And they've unbelievable. We just last week received 4 busloads of food, and I'm talking every seat, all the floor, all the way up through the ceiling of 4 buses, and then a huge trailer. And so the Salvation Army really needs our help, and I hope that we can count on some Rotarians to come out next week and help with that. I have sign-up sheets, but we need to sort that food, and then we're going to create 200 boxes food, and Home Depot once again has provided those boxes. So let's see, move on to the next one. Just want to give you a little bit of background about the ARC of Harrisonburg and Rockingham. We serve individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and people may wonder, well, what are you doing addressing food insecurity? Our folks, we call them the archangels, are out in the community every day volunteering. And Rodney is with Bridgewater Retirement Community. We're going out there a couple of times a week and meeting with seniors and helping with their laundry and the like. So what we're trying to do is make sure that people with developmental disabilities are good citizens in the community, and that they're working side by side with people without disabilities and feel like they belong. So this is a really great way to focus on something that they can feel that they're making a huge difference in for their community. So this is the 3rd year that we've received the AmeriCorps award to do this project. So that's very exciting, and this comes through the ARC of the US. And again, the purpose is to bring people together with and without disabilities from diverse backgrounds to address food insecurity in our community in honor of the values of Martin Luther King Jr. And I'll just, where's our, I'm trying to move back to, and it's not working. There we go.
I don't know if I have sound though.
I can hear it very faintly.
Be a better place for everyone. You want each person.
Can you hear in the back?
Yeah, let me.
To be included
So I could bring the microphone to the speakers.
and feel valued.
Okay.
You want to make our community a better place for everyone. You want each person to be included and feel valued. When you donate to the Arc of Harrisonburg and Rockingham, you're helping those with intellectual and developmental disabilities be a contributing member of our community.
Unfortunately, those with intellectual or developmental disabilities have long been isolated by our society. Between years of institutionalization and lengthy waiting times to get funding approved for care, IDD adults in our community miss out on a lot of social interaction once they age out of public school.
At the Arc of Harrisonburg and Rockingham, we're creating new opportunities for adults with IDD to volunteer in our community by partnering with local food distributors. Instead of always being the ones to receive help, our program participants can serve alongside their fellow community members, giving back in the same ways you do. And doing so with purpose by bringing people together to help reduce food insecurity.
Here's how you can help. Go to the arcofhr.org, then click on Donate. Your monthly donation, large or small, helps us to expand our volunteer opportunities for adults with IDD, along with helping to solve food insecurity. Shouldn't everyone be able to fully participate in our community?
Go to thearcofhr.org and sign up for a monthly donation. Help Harrisonburg and Rockingham become a more inclusive and welcoming space for people of all types of abilities, all while helping those with intellectual and developmental disabilities feel valued. Start your monthly gift at thearcofhr.org today.
That video was created for Great Community Give, so I apologize for the shameless asking for donations, but you're welcome to do so. And I also want to recognize Andy isn't here today. Andy Van Hook, no. Appeal Production did that video for us, and I think they did a great job. Okay, so again, MLK Day is not just a day. I wish they would call it MLK Days of Service, but we're not allowed to change it. But we do provide services throughout the year. And last year, you helped us accomplish a number of goals. We engaged 105 volunteers, almost 1,800 hours of volunteer service were donated. We distributed over 10,000 pounds of food to 1,500 families and over 6,000 individuals. And over 7,000 meals, boxes of food were distributed. So we have some goals for this year, and we are increasing those goals. We really want to distribute 20,000 pounds of food and serve about 1,800 families and 7,000 individuals. And here are our partners. We were working with Hope Distributed, the Brent Berry Family Food Drive, Harrisonburg City Public Schools Backpack Program, VPASS, Virginia Program for Aging Services, where we deliver Meals on Wheels, and of course the Salvation Army. And Hope Distributed provides food for us at food bank rates, so we're able to purchase to supplement things that the Brent Berry Family Food Drive come up with. For example, we received tons of syrup, but very little pancake mix. So we're gonna have to go out and purchase pancake mix so that we can justify all of that syrup. Anyway, the ARC provides food deliveries to families who lack transportation in their program Hope Delivers. And we recruit and manage volunteers to do that, and we provide food donations throughout the year. The Skyline Middle School Backpack Program is really special to us. We're their fiscal agent and sponsor, and we deliver food every week to kids whose families aren't able to provide nutritional food for them over the weekend. And we all know when kids don't have nutrition over the weekend that they come to school on Monday morning ill prepared to learn. So that's been really important to us. And Skyline has the highest free and reduced rate in the city. And so 610 out of 729 students are receiving free and reduced lunch. That's pretty amazing. VPAS, we deliver Meals on Wheels in Elkton and Bridgewater twice a week. And you saw in the video for Great Community Give a lot of those deliveries. And the seniors or people with disabilities who are receiving the food just love the interaction that they have with our community engagement teams. So we've got some pretty cool statistics there. We served over 2,000 meals last year and provided 731 hours of volunteer service towards VPAS, Meals on Wheels. And we are actually this year going to be honoring 4 individuals who are part of our community engagement teams who all put in over 100 hours of volunteer service towards food insecurity last year. The backpack program, we provide fundraising, purchasing and storage of food, identifying they do, identifying students and families in need. And what we do is we provide the 501c fiscal agency, do bookkeeping for them, and then the packing and weekly delivery of backpacks to students at home. Salvation Army is a partner, and they warehouse all of the food for MLK Day. So those of you who came out in previous years and were engaged in packing up food will remember the amount of food that they are storing. It's amazing. And they provide a canteen for refreshments for volunteers on the day of. And then throughout the year, they do a mobile pantry that goes out to Spotswood Country Club Trailer Park, excuse me. They go out to Harris Gardens, a number of low-income neighborhoods and provide food. What I love about these events is that they get to pick their own groceries. So everything is spread out on a table. They come with their own bags, or we provide bags, and they get to pick the foods that they want instead of being handed a bag or a box. So we provide volunteers for those weekly pantry food distributions, and we would love for Rotarians to be part of that. And then year-round volunteers are needed for sorting and packaging every Tuesday evening. And of course, a Brentberry Family Food Drive, all the food for the MLK is being stored, as I said, at the Salvation Army. We had just a huge volume of food. He and his son put in 650 hours at grocery stores, handing out lists and asking people for donations. It's really amazing. And Brent isn't a child with a disability, so it's really nice to have folks with developmental disabilities working on this project with us. And special thanks to Cargill. Last year they donated turkey breast. They're doing the same this year, and they're doing it so that we have enough for every family to receive 2 7-pound turkey breasts. And then from Hope, we've received some root vegetables, but we are still looking for more. So if anybody has a relationship with a grower or a grocery store and you can hook us up with more vegetables, that would be great. Volunteer opportunities for you. We need some pancake mix, so if anybody would like to make a contribution towards that or would like to bring pancake mix when you come out to volunteer, that would be wonderful. We need folks to sort and pack food at the Salvation Army next Thursday and Friday. That's going to be from 9 till 4 both days. You're welcome to come out and help all day, or we've set up 1.5 to 2-hour shifts. Then again, I mentioned that we would love for folks to attend the kickoff. We're going to have Ronnie Brandon deliver the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, which was going to be pretty amazing. This is something that he does. He's an actor and musician. Then we're going to need help with the drive-through food distribution on MLK Day. That's going to be from 1 till 4, and many of you did help last year. We really, really appreciated it, and hopefully it's going to be even bigger this year. So again, we're looking at shift from 1 till 2:30, and then 2:30 to 4. And then we need folks throughout the year on Tuesday evenings to help with the Salvation Army mobile pantry and travel to a different food insecure neighborhood weekly. And that's from 4 till 6 p.m. Then we need donations of culturally appropriate foods. This is something that often the food bank doesn't have, but they are getting better. They've been listening to us and they know that we need foods that appeal to Russian families or Latino families that don't necessarily go well. For example, our Russian families don't use peanut butter. That's not something that they're interested in at all. And then bread isn't typically something that Hispanic families are looking at. So we do need some specialized foods to be donated. And then we're going to be doing a food drive at Martin's over 2 weekends at the end of January. And that's going to be from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. And all of that food is going towards the not Skyline Middle School exclusively, but the backpack programs in Harrisonburg City Public Schools. So we would love to get your help with that. And is Maynard here today? I didn't see him. Oh, yay, hey. Comment about, hey Maynard, I'm just talking about you helping out last year with,
That's John.
Oh, John, hey. Oh, there you go, Maynard, I thought you looked really different. Yeah, Maynard was a huge help to us last year. He went and picked up all the turkeys at Cargill and then came and dropped them off and then had gotten almost home, and we found out we needed his help to bring food from the Salvation Army over to the Sims building where we had the MLK event. He was such an amazing volunteer for us. So I'm hoping you can pick up some turkeys for us again this year, Maynard. Fantastic, thank you. Okay, I think I've kind of covered all that. And so I have sign-up sheets today. You don't need to go to thearcofhr.org. And I guess I wanted to ask Kathy, because she had mentioned to me at the table that this is very much the mission of Rotary, and she's going to explain to you how to track that.
Remember, we have a hunger initiative going on in our district that's part of the zone initiative. 1.1 million meals is what we hope our district will do this year. We're well on our way. Everything you do, regardless of what organization it's with, counts. So if you work with the Salvation Army, or you work with ARC, or you work with your church, that all counts. All we need you to do, and in my club, the secretary, sort of third week in the month, will send out an email saying, bring your hours, bring your meals, bring your dollars, whatever. She sends around a clipboard. We write down church Wednesday meal. I donated 1 hour. That's all I need to put on. She puts it into the conversion chart and keeps track of it. There's a little site that we go in for our for our district. Please, 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 you guys are doing it. You're already doing all these things. So just tell us about it, please.
And of course, we track the number of meals that are being distributed, so we can provide that information for you.
Well, but we only, like, for Rotarians work what they handle and do. I would love to take credit for everything you're doing, but that's probably not.
Oh, no. We would just include Rotary participation events, yeah. But hopefully you'll participate in everything. That would be really great. We would love to have your help. Yeah, did anybody have any questions before I vacate the podium? Okay, well, yes.
What's actually on for Monday next week? What will we be doing?
Well, Monday will be actually helping with the food distribution, and what will happen is cars will be coming into the Sims parking lot, and it's a drive-through food distribution. So it will be checking in with the cars that come through, finding out how many members are in their family, and then depending on, I think up to 4, we're giving 1 box, and over 4, they'll receive 2 boxes of food. Yeah.
Dress warmly.
Dress warmly. Yeah, actually, it's supposed to be in the 50s.
Oh,
So we hope that that sticks. Yeah, I know, I don't always trust long-term or weather forecasts, but hopefully they're right, because last year was freezing, or a little below freezing. So do dress warmly, but I believe Domino's Pizza is going to be providing lunch for us, and the Salvation Army will have their canteen, and we'll have hot chocolate and coffee and water for our volunteers. And I hope to see Rotarians, and I have a sign up in that blue folder on the table, so hopefully you can come and do that, and we'll know to expect you. And again, thank you, Maynard. We really appreciate your trailer and your time.
Thank you, Heather. So we had a number of things to fit in today, and so we are right at 1 o'clock, but as generally happens when I'm running the meeting, I forget something, so we did not welcome our guests yet today. So I know that we do have guests. And if you want to...
We have Amanda Leach here today, guest Braden, and we also have Mike Weaver, Maynard. And may I also mention that my good friend turned one of those big zeros yesterday, Sam Spiker.
Which zero is that?
I don't know if it's 50 or 60 or maybe 70. So happy birthday,
Well, welcome to our guests, and we hope to see you again. And we're working on getting an induction for you, Mike. Wayne and I crossed in the night on that one. I shared with you some Family of Rotary things, but did not open it up. Are there any others that we didn't get to?
I got a random one.
All right.
I'm Nathan Blackwell. I think most of y'all know me. I've been part of Blackwell Engineering for 24 years. Dad started it. It's been a great asset to the community. We, in December, joined it with AES out of Williamsburg. Moved down there, kind of just a larger engineering firm, but shares a lot of the same stuff that we do. So merged with them, and I have had my real estate license for years, and I've spun out. So I'm doing commercial, industrial, development, real estate with my PE license. Kind of a
Are you
random,
doing any engineering at all now?
just my own if I do it.
All right. Good. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Then I think we are adjourned. Thank you all. Hope to see you next week.